What if I told you that behind the glittering lights of Hollywood, a secret world existed, a world that most people would never suspect, a world tied to Jeffrey Epstein, power, wealth, influence, and darkness. Today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain. Who really crossed paths with Epstein, and what do the documents, court filings, and eyewitness accounts reveal? Buckle up. This isn't going to be easy to watch. Jeffrey Epstein, financier, philanthropist, or predator. His life was shrouded in mystery. He moved in circles most of us only dream of. Billionaires, politicians, celebrities. And yet, despite arrests, despite investigations, the full picture remains incomplete. Which of the A-list stars were actually involved? And how deep did the connections go? Let's start with one of the clearest threads we have. Epstein's infamous Little Black Book. This wasn't just a contacts list. It was a map of influence. Names of Hollywood icons, high-profile politicians, royalty, all intertwined with Epstein's orbit. But here's the question. Does appearing in a contact list mean complicity, or just proximity? The line is blurred. In 2008, Epstein escaped serious jail time, a fact that continues to baffle many. How could a man accused of sex crimes against minors walk away with a slap on the wrist? Was it simply the legal system, or something more sinister? And then, there's the flight logs, notorious lists of who traveled on Epstein's private jet, nicknamed the Lolita Express. A playground for the elite, or just a convenient way to travel? Again, we're left questioning. Celebrities. Some names appear repeatedly in both flight logs and photographs, but it's not always as simple as guilt. In many cases, it's about presence, proximity, and perception. Take the billionaire philanthropist and actor connections. Photos show smiles, casual gatherings, private parties. But what was really happening behind the doors? Were these just social encounters, or part of something darker? And let's not forget the island, Little St. James, Epstein's private fortress. People reportedly visited, both knowingly and unknowingly. Some witnesses have testified, while others remain silent. And silence is deafening. Court filings reveal a disturbing network. Victims' testimonies describe parties with high-profile attendees. Some names have surfaced publicly, others remain hidden, buried under legal battles, NDAs, and settlements. How do we separate rumor from fact? By tracing verifiable evidence. Flight logs, court documents, sworn affidavits. And when we do, patterns start to emerge. Certain individuals appear repeatedly in Epstein's orbit. Certain locations, certain events, certain timelines. Let's examine the timeline. In the late 1990s, Epstein's wealth and influence surged. By the early 2000s, he was rubbing shoulders with the world's most powerful. Flights to his island, visits to his Manhattan townhouse, and yet, some people claim ignorance. Could that be true, or is it convenient amnesia? One thing is certain, patterns don't lie. Those who were repeatedly connected deserve scrutiny. Fast forward to July 2019, Epstein is arrested again, facing federal charges. The world finally seems ready to confront the dark underbelly of power and privilege, but just days later, he dies under mysterious circumstances in a Manhattan jail cell. Officially ruled a suicide, yet countless questions linger. And then, the floodgates opened. Victims' voices, investigative journalists, whistleblowers, all began to reveal the depth of Epstein's network, and celebrities. Yes, even those with massive public personas started to appear in those stories. Some names were undeniable, flight logs, photographs, multiple sources. Others are whispered, rumored, obscured by NDAs and settlements. But what does it mean to be associated? Presence does not equal guilt, but it raises questions, questions that have never fully been answered. And this is where the story gets murkier. Epstein's connections weren't just social, they were transactional, manipulation, leverage, control, the kind only the super rich can wield without consequence. Was Hollywood complicit, or just naive? Was it ambition, curiosity, fear? Did the glittering veneer of fame blind them to the truth? Or were they knowingly participating? And what about those who distanced themselves? The statements, the interviews, the denials. Are they sincere or carefully crafted narratives to protect careers and reputations? Investigators and journalists continue to dig. Flight logs are analyzed, court records are scrutinized, every photo is examined for context, every guest list, every name could be a piece of the puzzle. And here's the chilling part. The more we uncover, the more questions arise. There's no neat ending here. Only threads, connections, and the uncomfortable reality that power often shields wrongdoing. So, which celebrities were really involved? Some connections are clear, some are still shrouded in mystery, and some may never come to light. The story of Jeffrey Epstein is a mirror. It reflects wealth, fame, influence, and the darkness that can hide behind all three. And it asks us, what do we do when the powerful seem untouchable, when the truth is inconvenient? We may never know the full extent of Epstein's web, but one thing is certain: curiosity, scrutiny, and relentless questioning are the only way to illuminate the corners the world would rather keep in shadow. This story is far from over, and the questions, they're just beginning. If you want to uncover more hidden truths, dive deeper into timelines, court documents, and investigative reports. Subscribe and join the search for answers that most would rather ignore.